You see, the problem with this world today is that we've gotten so used to being distracted that we no longer realize we're distracted. Our minds are constantly pulled in 100 directions one moment. You're focused on your goal, and the next your phone lights up, someone says something, or you start thinking about something that doesn't even matter tomorrow. We live in a time where attention has become the most valuable currency, and everybody wants a piece of yours. Every sound, every scroll, every voice is fighting to take your focus, and if you're not careful, you'll end up giving your whole life away to things that don't build you, don't grow you, and don't move you closer to where you're meant to be. Distraction doesn't always come dressed as chaos. Sometimes it comes dressed as comfort. It tells you, rest a little longer. When your purpose is calling you to rise, it whispers, do it tomorrow, when today is your only guarantee. You tell yourself it's just a break, just a moment, but little by little, it becomes a habit, a way of living that keeps you busy but unproductive, active but unfocused, moving but not progressing. You wake up one day and realize you've been running in circles instead of moving forward. You've got to protect your mind like it's sacred ground. You've got to know that your focus is your life's steering wheel. Wherever it points, your life follows. The world will always offer noise, but it's your job to choose silence. The world will always offer distraction, but it's your job to choose direction. You can't build anything meaningful while your attention is scattered. When your mind is fragmented, your life becomes fragmented. The people who achieve greatness aren't always the most talented or the most gifted. They're the ones who learned how to stay focused when everything tried to pull them apart. They understood that clarity is power. When your mind is clear, your path becomes clear. But when your mind is cloudy, every small thing feels like an obstacle. The truth is, it's not the mountain ahead that stops you, it's the pebble in your shoe. The little things that constantly steal your attention until you lose sight of what matters most. You can't let temporary distractions destroy permanent purpose. You've got dreams that require discipline. You've got visions that demand silence, solitude, and focus. Don't confuse being busy with being productive. A person can work all day and achieve nothing if their energy isn't directed. Focus is what turns energy into impact. It's what transforms potential into results. Without it, you're just moving, not building. You've got to learn to disconnect to reconnect. Step away from the noise, from the opinions, from the constant need for validation. Sit with yourself, breathe, think, refocus, because every time you take your focus back from what doesn't matter, you take your power back. When you stop giving your energy to distractions, you start to see life differently. The things that once bothered you won't move you anymore. The things that used to waste your time won't even tempt you. You'll walk differently, talk differently, move differently because now your energy is directed. And listen, it's not just about saying no to things, it's about saying yes to the right things. Every no to distraction is a yes to destiny. Every no to chaos is a yes to clarity. Every no to laziness is a yes to greatness. You can't say yes to everything and expect to move forward. Life rewards those who learn to focus, who can silence the world long enough to hear their own calling. There's a reason why eagles fly alone. They can't afford the noise of the crowd. When you're soaring, you can't be distracted by what's beneath you. Some of you are trying to fly, but you're still surrounded by noise, by people who drain your focus, by habits that keep you small. You've got to let go of anything that doesn't serve your purpose. Your focus is sacred. Don't let anyone play with it. Every great thing that will happen in your life begins with focus, that dream you want to live. It needs focus. That growth you're chasing, it needs focus. That peace you desire, it's found when you focus on what truly matters. Stop scattering your energy across 100 things and start pouring it into the one that carries your purpose. And maybe you've been distracted for a long time. Maybe you've lost direction, lost passion, lost belief. That's all right. You can reclaim it right now. Refocus your mind, recenter your heart. Remind yourself who you are and what you're here to do. You don't have to wait for tomorrow to start again. Today is enough. Look around and see how many people have given their minds away to doubt, to gossip, to negativity, to fear. Don't be one of them. Choose to take your mind back. Choose to guard your focus like your life depends on it, because it does. If you're ready to rise, if you're ready to take back your focus and build the life you were created for, say it in your heart right now: no more distractions, no more wasted energy. I'm locking in. Now take a breath, look up, and stay with me, because your focus is about to change your future. You've got to know your worth. You've got to understand that your value doesn't decrease just because someone couldn't see it. You see, too many people go through life waiting for others to validate who they are, waiting for approval, waiting for someone to tell them they're good enough. But the truth is, you were already enough before anyone clapped for you, before anyone believed in you, before anyone recognized you. You were enough the day you took your first breath. The world has a funny way of trying to convince you otherwise. It will tell you that your worth is tied to your job, your relationship, your looks, your achievements, your followers, and if you're not careful, you'll start to believe that. You'll start chasing validation like a drug, needing it to feel alive, needing it to feel seen. But let me tell you something: when you place your value in the hands of others, you give them the power to define your life. And when you let people define you, they'll always define you smaller than you really are. You were not created to fit in. You were created to stand out. You were not made to chase people. You were made to chase purpose. There's a power in knowing your worth, because when you know it, you stop settling for less. You stop begging for attention. You stop explaining your value to people who were never qualified to understand it. Knowing your worth is not arrogance, it's awareness. It's standing tall even when the world tries to shrink you. You see, when you don't know your worth, you tolerate things that are beneath you. You stay in places you should have left. You accept relationships that drain you. You let opportunities pass because you think you're not ready. You let fear whisper lies that you believe are truth. But when you finally wake up and realize who you are, when you finally understand that you carry something divine inside of you, everything begins to shift. The way you talk changes, the way you walk changes, the way you allow people to treat you changes. You stop chasing after people who ignore you, and you start attracting those who respect you. You stop crying over closed doors and start realizing some doors shut to protect you. You stop begging for love because you finally understand that love that must be begged for isn't love at all. When you know your worth, rejection doesn't break you, it redirects you. Criticism doesn't crush you, it refines you. And failure doesn't define you, it prepares you. I've seen people lose themselves trying to please others, trying to live up to expectations that were never theirs to carry. But when you truly know your worth, you stop performing for acceptance. You live in truth, not in approval. You walk in confidence, not comparison. You understand that your value doesn't fluctuate based on someone else's opinion. Gold doesn't lose its worth because someone doesn't like jewelry. You've got to remind yourself daily, I am worthy, I am chosen, I am enough. Not because of what I have, not because of what I've done, but because of who I am. You don't need a crowd to believe in you, just conviction in your heart. You don't need applause when you've got purpose. You don't need everyone to agree with you when you know you're walking in the right direction. When you know your worth, you start to move differently. You don't rush what's meant for you. You stop competing because you understand that what's yours is already written. You stop worrying about being liked because you'd rather be respected. You stop chasing validation and start building vision. That's when favor finds you, when you stop begging for it and start believing you deserve it. And let me tell you something, there will be people who get uncomfortable when you start walking in confidence. There will be people who try to question your motives, who try to pull you back into the place you outgrew. That's all right. Let them talk. Don't lower your standards to make others comfortable. Don't shrink your dreams because others can't see what you see. People who can't see your value will always try to convince you that it doesn't exist, but that says more about their vision than your worth. Your worth was never meant to be proven, only asterisk recognized. Asterisk, and once you recognize it, once you own it, once you live in it, the world will have to adjust to it. Don't you dare let insecurity or comparison make you question what God has already confirmed. Don't you dare let fear keep you from shining. You were made to rise. You were made to lead. You were made to be more than ordinary. Now I want you to ask yourself, have you been living from your worth? Or have you been waiting for someone else to give it to you? Because the moment you realize that you are enough, everything changes. The moment you decide to walk in your value, your environment begins to reflect it. Opportunities shift, relationships align, peace returns. So stop doubting, stop apologizing for being you, stand tall, look in the mirror, and remind yourself of who you are: powerful, worthy, chosen. Say it out loud right now: I know my worth. I will not settle. I will not shrink. I will rise. Now, keep walking in that truth, because the world needs to see what confidence in purpose really looks like. Energy is a powerful thing. It's invisible, but it's everything. You can't see it, but you can feel it in the room, in a person's tone, in the way they walk, in the way they show up. Your energy is your signature, your presence. It speaks louder than your words ever could. But the truth is, most people are spending their energy on things that don't grow them. They are investing in negativity, gossip, fear, worry, jealousy, things that drain instead of build. And then they wonder why they feel empty, why they feel lost, why life feels heavy. It's not because they're out of opportunities. It's because they're out of energy. You have to understand, energy is currency. Just like money, how you spend it determines what you get in return. If you keep pouring your energy into things that don't serve your purpose, don't be surprised when your life feels out of alignment. You can't invest in chaos and expect peace. You can't feed doubt and expect faith. You can't water dead things and expect growth. Every moment, every thought, every word, it's a transaction. You're either depositing into your destiny or withdrawing from it. Some people wake up already tired, not because they've done too much, but because their mind has been busy fighting unnecessary battles. You've got to choose where your energy goes, protect it, guard it. Because where your focus goes, your power flows. You can't give your energy to everyone and everything. Some things are simply not worth the cost. You've got to stop renting space in your heart to what drains your peace. Stop giving your time to people who bring you confusion. Stop entertaining thoughts that talk you out of your purpose. Think about it: a light that shines everywhere shines nowhere. You can't light up the world if your energy is scattered. You have to direct it, channel it, build it. The more you focus it, the stronger it becomes. That's why the most powerful people aren't the loudest, they're the most centered. Their energy isn't wasted on proving themselves, it's invested in becoming themselves. They don't react to everything, they respond to what matters. They've learned that peace is power. When you start taking care of your energy, you start noticing things change. The people who used to drain you begin to fall away. The situations that used to frustrate you lose their grip. You begin to rise above the noise. You stop matching other people's chaos and start setting the tone with your calm. And let me tell you something, that calm is strength. It's not weakness, it's discipline. It means you've learned that you don't have to attend every argument. You don't have to explain yourself to everyone. You don't have to fix what isn't your responsibility. Sometimes walking away is the most powerful thing you can do, because it protects your energy and preserves your peace. You've got to start treating your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Stop giving it away so cheaply. Stop letting the wrong things drain the best parts of you. You've got dreams that need your energy. You've got goals that require your full attention. You've got a future that depends on how you use your power today. You can't move forward while your energy is tied up in yesterday's pain. Let it go. Free your mind from resentment, from anger, from bitterness. Every time you release something negative, you reclaim a piece of your energy. You know, when you walk into a room full of people, your energy introduces you before you even speak. Some people carry peace with them, others carry chaos. The difference isn't luck, it's choice. You choose every day what kind of energy you bring to the world. So if you want favor, if you want success, if you want blessings to find you, start aligning your energy with gratitude, with purpose, with love, with faith. Because when your energy is right, everything else starts falling into place. Stop saying, "I'm tired," when what you really mean is, "I've been giving too much of myself to things that don't deserve me." Stop saying, "I'm stuck," when what's really happening is your energy is tangled up in distractions. It's time to pull it back. It's time to focus it on what truly matters. Your energy is not meant to be scattered. It's meant to be directed toward what gives life meaning. And don't underestimate the power of presence. When you walk into situations with intention, when your energy is rooted in purpose, people feel it, doors open, opportunities align, you attract what you are, not what you pretend to be. So if your energy is clear, confident, and grounded, the universe responds in kind. It's not about doing more, it's about being more aware of where your power goes. You are a vessel of energy divine, creative, limitless, but only when you stop wasting it, only when you decide that your peace is not up for negotiation. So check your surroundings, check your thoughts, ask yourself, is this feeding my energy or draining it? Because that one question could change your entire direction. You are powerful beyond what you realize. Every time you choose peace over anger, purpose over distraction, faith over fear, you strengthen your energy. And when your energy is strong, success can't miss you. Now take a deep breath, center yourself, and declare it from this moment, my energy is mine, my peace is protected, my purpose is fueled. Because once you master your energy, you master your life. You know, sometimes the most powerful word you can ever learn to say in life is no. Not because you're trying to be difficult, not because you're trying to push people away, but because your peace, your purpose, and your focus are worth protecting. Most people don't realize it, but every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with who you are, you're saying no to something that does. Every time you say yes out of guilt, fear, or pressure, you lose a little piece of yourself. And after a while, you start to wonder why you feel so tired, so drained, so lost. It's because you've been giving your time, your energy, your power away to things that were never meant for you. You've got to learn to say no without apologizing for it. Saying no is not rejection, it's redirection. It's you choosing to protect the space that your purpose lives in. You can't fulfill your calling while constantly pleasing people. You can't build something great while constantly saying yes to things that don't serve your growth. Every dream, every vision, every goal requires boundaries, and boundaries are built on the foundation of that one word, no. There will be people who don't understand it. People who will call you selfish, distant, or cold because they were comfortable with your lack of boundaries. They were used to your availability, your willingness to bend, your need to please. But when you finally wake up and start valuing your time, when you start valuing your energy, it changes everything. Suddenly, you stop running to every call. You stop saying yes to every opportunity. You stop letting people guilt you into commitments that don't align with your spirit, and that's when peace finds you. Because peace doesn't exist where there's no boundary. When you learn to say no, you create space for what's meant for you to enter your life. You create room for clarity, for rest, for focus. You start hearing your own thoughts again. You start moving in rhythm with your purpose instead of reacting to the chaos around you. You start realizing that not every door that opens deserves to be walked through. Some doors are distractions disguised as opportunities. The truth is, life will test you with distractions that look like blessings. It'll test you with opportunities that sound good but don't feel right. And that's where wisdom comes in, the ability to discern when to say yes and when to say no. The difference between the two is the difference between burnout and breakthrough. Saying no to what's wrong opens space for what's right. Sometimes that no won't just be for others, it'll be for yourself. You've got to learn to say no to your own habits that hold you back. No to procrastination, no to doubt, no to that inner voice that keeps telling you you're not ready, not enough, not capable. You've got to discipline your mind to reject anything that weakens your purpose, because self-control is not about deprivation, it's about direction. Every no you say to distraction is a yes to destiny. And I'll tell you something, the more focused you become, the smaller your circle will get. The higher you climb, the quieter it becomes. Don't be afraid of that. Some seasons are meant for separation, not because people are bad, but because your growth requires solitude. Growth needs silence. You can't hear what you're being called to do if your life is crowded with noise. Don't fear losing people who were only meant to be in your story for a chapter. When you say no to what's not meant for you, you make space for who and what is. And let me say, this learning to say no takes courage, because for so long you've been taught that kindness means always saying yes. But real kindness starts with truth. You can't keep betraying yourself to make others happy. You can't keep shrinking your needs to fit someone else's comfort. The more you say no to what drains you, the more you'll attract what fills you. You'll begin to see that peace, focus, and purpose were waiting for you on the other side of that boundary. It's not about shutting people out. It's about letting the right things in. It's about building a life that reflects your values, not your fears. Every time you say no from a place of clarity, you strengthen your identity. You remind yourself that your time, your energy, your spirit are precious, and you don't owe them to everyone. So the next time someone asks you to do something that doesn't align with your goals, pause. Ask yourself, does this feed my purpose, or does it drain my peace? If it drains you, if it pulls you off your path, if it doesn't add value to your growth, then the answer is simple no. And you don't need to explain it, justify it, or apologize for it. Because saying no doesn't close doors, it opens the right ones. It doesn't make you less kind, it makes you more honest. It doesn't separate you from people who love you. It separates you from those who only loved your compliance. Now take a deep breath and think about where your energy's been going. Who's been getting your yes that never deserved it? What have you been agreeing to that's been keeping you stuck? This is your moment to take your power back. If you're ready to step into your purpose, if you're ready to walk in peace and clarity, I want you to say it from this day forward. I will protect my peace. I will say no to distraction and yes to direction. Because the truth is, every great life begins with a powerful no. You know, a lot of people want success, but very few ever take the time to align themselves with it. They chase after results, chase after recognition, chase after blessings, but they forget that without alignment, nothing lasts. You can't build something great on a shaky foundation. You can't expect peace when your spirit, your actions, and your thoughts are moving in 3 different directions. Alignment comes before achievement. You've got to be in tune with what you say you want, who you say you are, and what you're actually doing every single day. You see, alignment isn't about perfection, it's about direction. It's about making sure that your intentions, your effort, and your energy are all flowing in the same current. You can't pray for peace while entertaining chaos. You can't talk about discipline while feeding your distractions. You can't say you want change and then keep doing the same thing, surrounded by the same people with the same habits. Life doesn't reward words, it rewards alignment. You ever seen a car with one wheel turned the wrong way? It still moves, but it drags. It burns more fuel. It wears down faster. That's how life feels when you're out of alignment. You're moving, but you're exhausted. You're busy, but you're not fulfilled. You're chasing, but you're not catching anything. Alignment fixes that. It makes the journey smoother, cleaner, and clearer. Because when your heart, mind, and actions are aligned, your steps start making sense. You stop fighting yourself. You stop sabotaging what you prayed for. You've got to understand that success isn't just about doing more. It's about doing what asterisk fits asterisk you. What aligns with your purpose? What brings you peace, not pressure? Too many people are chasing someone else's version of success, trying to live up to standards that don't even match their spirit. That's why they're always tired, always comparing, always feeling behind. But the moment you stop trying to fit into someone else's path and align yourself with your own, you begin to move differently. You begin to feel lighter. You begin to see things click together that never did before. And here's the truth: alignment isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it requires separation. Sometimes it requires stillness. Sometimes it requires letting go of things that once felt right but no longer serve your purpose. Growth doesn't happen without pruning. You've got to remove what's misaligned to make room for what's meant for you. And that's not always easy because we get attached. We get used to people, patterns, and places that keep us small. But alignment demands honesty about what's helping you and what's holding you back. Don't mistake movement for progress. Just because you're busy doesn't mean you're aligned. Just because you're grinding doesn't mean you're growing. You can spend years running in circles and call it progress, but deep down you know something's off. The rhythm isn't right. The peace isn't there. That's the signal. That's your inner compass telling you it's time to realign. When you're truly aligned, life starts to cooperate with you. Opportunities begin to match your preparation. The right people start showing up. The right ideas start flowing. You start to see how everything you've been through wasn't random. It was all preparing you to meet this version of yourself. And when that happens, your confidence changes. You stop forcing things because you understand that what's meant for you doesn't have to be chased. It has to be matched. Alignment isn't a one-time thing either, it's a lifestyle. Every day, you've got to check in with yourself. Am I still walking toward what I said I wanted? Am I still moving with integrity? Am I still honoring the vision? Because it's easy to get distracted by the noise. It's easy to drift without realizing it. But that's why awareness is key. You've got to stay awake in your own life. When your words align with your actions, when your actions align with your faith, and when your faith aligns with your purpose, that's when favor starts flowing. That's when success stops feeling like struggle and starts feeling like grace. You stop pushing and start being pulled by something greater than yourself. You stop fighting the current and start moving with it. Alignment isn't just about external results, it's about internal peace. When you're aligned, you sleep better at night, you wake up with purpose, you walk into rooms with quiet confidence, not because you're trying to prove something, but because you've become something. You're no longer chasing energy that doesn't match you, you've become magnetic to what's meant for you. You might not have all the answers yet, but if your heart is in the right place and your actions match your faith, you're already on your way. Stop doubting it, stop second guessing yourself. Every step you take in alignment builds momentum. Every choice you make in truth clears the path for more. You don't have to force what's aligned, it will flow to you, it will find you, it will fit you. So ask yourself tonight, are you chasing or are you aligning? Are you moving with purpose or with pressure? Because once you align your heart and your actions, the world starts opening up for you in ways you never imagined. Now take a moment, close your eyes and breathe that in. If you're ready to stop running in circles and start walking in alignment, say it, I'm ready to align. I'm ready to move with purpose. I'm ready to live in peace. Because when you align with your truth, success can't help but follow you. Sometimes you've got to remind yourself that not everything you lose is a loss. Not every door that closes is rejection. Some doors are protection. Some endings are divine beginnings. There comes a moment in your life when you have to stop crying over what didn't happen and start thanking God for what didn't break you. You see, the biggest challenge most people face isn't failure, it's attachment. We get attached to seasons that have expired. We get attached to people who have already completed their purpose in our story. And when life starts pulling us forward, we fight to stay in the past. But you can't step into your future while still holding hands with your history. Letting go is not weakness, it's wisdom. It's realizing that holding on doesn't make something last longer. It just makes the ending harder. Growth demands release. You can't receive what's next if your hands are still full of what used to be. Sometimes God will remove something not because he's punishing you, but because he's preparing you. Sometimes he'll shake things up to see what's real, to reveal what's rooted, to test what you've truly built your foundation on. You've got to understand pain has purpose. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every failure, it wasn't there to destroy you. It was there to teach you. It was shaping your character, building your strength, sharpening your discernment. The things that hurt you most often end up becoming the things that grow you most. You don't gain wisdom in comfort. You gain it through challenge. You don't build endurance in ease. You build it when you've been stretched, when you've been tested, when you've had to stand in the fire and still choose faith over fear. You've got to stop trying to resurrect what God buried. Stop trying to fix what was never meant to fit. Some things were meant to leave you because they were blocking what was meant for you. Every time you hold onto something toxic, you delay your healing. Every time you keep looking backward, you slow your forward progress. You can't heal in the same place that broke you. You can't grow in the same soil that starved your roots. You've got to be willing to move. Letting go doesn't always mean walking away angry. Sometimes it means walking away in peace. It means saying, I forgive you, but I'm freeing myself. It means choosing peace over pride, growth over grudges. Forgiveness doesn't excuse what happened, but it does release you from carrying it. You can't live a free life while dragging dead weight. The past is heavy, and it will always cost you your future if you refuse to set it down. You ever notice how when you release something, your hands feel lighter? That's how your soul feels when you stop holding on to things that don't belong anymore. That's when you start breathing again, seeing clearly again, dreaming again. Sometimes life delays what you asked for because your hands are still too full to receive it. That's why peace feels impossible when you're living in clutter, mental, emotional, spiritual clutter. You've got to clear the space for new blessings to land. There's power in release. There's beauty in surrender. Sometimes the most courageous thing you can do is to stop forcing, stop fighting, and just let things fall where they're supposed to. Because what's meant for you won't need manipulation. It won't require begging or chasing. When you're aligned, what's meant for you will meet you where you are. But you've got to stop holding on to what keeps you misaligned. And listen, I know letting go hurts. I know it feels like losing a part of yourself. But sometimes that pain is not punishment, it's pruning. It's making space for something greater. You'll never know what God can do with your life until you trust Him enough to release what you've been clinging to. There's a version of you waiting on the other side of surrender, a stronger, freer, wiser version. But you'll never meet that version until you stop fighting for what was and start trusting in what will be. Let me tell you this, every person who walked away, every plan that failed, every opportunity that slipped, it didn't break you, it positioned you. The rejection was redirection, the loss was guidance. The closed door was divine protection. When you look back one day, you'll realize it all had to happen the way it did. You'll see how what hurt you actually healed you. How what disappointed you actually disciplined you. How what ended actually introduced you to a better beginning. So don't let bitterness grow where blessings are supposed to bloom. Don't let pain harden your heart. Use it, learn from it, rise from it. Because you can't move forward carrying the weight of yesterday. Let it go, the hurt, the anger, the guilt, the fear, let it all go. You can't be free until you release what's keeping you bound. Now if you're listening to this and something inside you is stirring, that's your spirit saying, it's time. Time to stop holding on to what's gone. Time to stop replaying the same story. Time to step into your next chapter. So right now, wherever you are, take a deep breath and say to yourself, I release it. I trust what's ahead. I'm ready to walk in peace. Because your next level starts the moment you decide to let go of what no longer serves your purpose.